You just tuned into the baddest podcast in the universe. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Silos, and this lady, this royalty lady is in the building. Just watch her.
Debra Killings is like she was like the fourth voice of TLC. But she's also one of the most prolific bass players that I ever worked with.
Debra Killings, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Man, like,
great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This interview means a lot to me. You've watched me grow since coming to Atlanta. You've watched me grow over the years into what I'm doing now.
Yep.
You've seen me go through some bumps, some weird stuff.
And you've seen me just as well
That's
go
right.
through some bumps.
Right. This is an amazing interview that I wanted. I told you what I was doing, and I told you some of the names I was going to say. You want me? I'm like, Debra, you're Debra. You're like, okay, well, if you want me. I didn't think you would do the interview because I didn't think you were into the podcast world or sitting down.
Well, I'm really not into the podcast world, but I'm just not good at talking. How about that? But I do talk.
Yeah.
I will let you know if you ask me a question. But if the question is really broad, it kind of
It's too much for
just
you.
kind of
Yeah.
bring it down for me.
Yeah. And we're going to have some fun. Some of my questions, as I said before we started recording, will seem like I already know those questions, but the world really doesn't know those questions. You've been on so many different recordings over the years.
Yep.
How many recordings have you been on as relating to artists, number of artists?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know.
Is
don't
it
even
somewhere
know.
around 10 or more?
Oh yeah,
50
Yeah.
or more?
probably.
Okay. I just want to break this down just a little bit more. When you're on the album, it's either playing some kind of instrument, right? Or singing. So that means and these are just not just regular artists that have not sold records, it's millions of records.
Right.
Would you think that you've been on maybe 100 million records sold or more?
Well, I think TLC alone was 100 and more.
Right.
So, and between Toni Braxton, TLC, I've been on some Jay-Z stuff. I've been on, of course, OutKast, Big Boy stuff. So, that's a good question. I need to go ahead and, that would be something really, really interesting to come up with the final number of how many records sold that I've been on.
You know, I say it this way because when you and I talk, either on the phone or in person, we're not really talking about industry stuff. We're just talking about life stuff. I might
Talking
call
about
it
babies, kids,
and all of that kind of stuff. But when I think of you, I think of a very humble woman, very talented woman, and you're in rooms and conversations, and you don't talk about it. You don't talk about those things. How did you come to that understanding where you don't talk about what you have heard or what you know?
Well, I take it from this, I look at it from a different perspective. I look at it as gifts. My gifts, whatever they may be, they come from God. Whatever avenues, whatever doors that have been opened, they're from Him as well. So I really can't take credit for any of it. But He has allowed me to sit at king's tables, if that makes sense to you.
It does.
And I'm just blessed to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So keeping my focus on, you know, different things like honing my craft and doing whatever's possible to be the best I can at what I do, especially a mother, and then a wife, and you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, my focus is different.
Yeah. You know, why I asked the question about how many number of records you've been on, it comes to my mind like, you know, this woman has been able to help so many people generate millions of dollars. And I don't just mean the artists, I mean record companies. I mean, if stuff is inside some elevator and it sounds weird, or if you're walking through the airport, you're hearing this music, that's a lot of money that's been generated.
Yeah.
Had you ever thought of that? Like, how many millions of dollars God has helped you to help others generate?
I have not. Like I said, you know, and I've been in the accompaniment of many world-renowned artists, but you know, to me, it's a humbling experience because, and I just try to keep it humble, you know what I mean? Because I know anybody can do it. You know, I've just been blessed to be placed there.
Yeah, you come from a very talented family, and I mean this truthfully, royalty, family of royalty. Your mom, Carol Killings, to me and many in the entertainment business was an industry mom.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like sharing your mom with so many people in our business of entertainment?
You know what? My mom was come all, love all. So, and with her, you know, I was a mama's baby. I didn't feel any love loss. So she tried to love everybody. And that's basically the way I am as well. Because I believe that's the best way to be. Love is key. Love is bottom. Love is the reason. So.
Yeah, you know, that's why I said it that way, is because that's what I see in you. I see your mom. And even though I ain't that young, I still, I mean, it's like you're a little older than me, but I call you at times when I'm having challenges understanding some things when it relates to business. Like I'll say this, and you say, well, and she calls me Carlos. She don't say Silos. We don't do that. She'll say Carlos, but nobody really owes you anything. Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's just something that I've always kept at the forefront of my mindset. Because growing up, I've come across and been across many who have, you know, their mindset is, you know, I was with you from the beginning. You owe me, you know. But I don't think like that. I think like, okay, so if I'm with that person from the beginning and they blow up, I'm not trying to grasp at what they have, because that's what God's given them. That's their blessing. That's not, you know, my journey or my, you know what I mean?
Was it always this way, even at a young age?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The only person I clenched into was my brother.
Jimmy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he played guitar and he started going out on the road with some group.
And let me just say,
smaller.
Jimmy, if you watch this, you're a great musician, dude. Keep going.
So when I was younger, he would go out on these roads, but I would be like, oh my God, I would be pulling my hair out. Where's my brother? I gotta have my brother. I want to go with my brother. This. If he climbed a tree, I climbed a tree. You know what I mean? If he got picked for football playing in the street, okay, y'all gotta pick me too. I gotta be on my brother's team.
That's right.
So, but
Well, hold on. Let me pause. Debra is very talented. She can put cars together.
oh
She
my
can.
God!
She can. This like when at home. Some of them might
Let
not.
me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
I'm listening.
The only reason why I could put cars with these hands is because being in a band when I was growing up in high school and just out of high school, we used to have cars and buses, like the Partridge Family. I don't know if y'all remember the Partridge.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, they
yeah.
used to have a bus. Imagine that bus, the ugliest bus ever. We would go out on a Friday. Before we would get to the gig, we were broke down. We would fix it up. They would be like, Debra, hand me the wrench. Turn that while I turn this.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So in that whole scheme of trying to get to the gig and get from the gig, I had to learn how to fix. I had to learn, just like they had to learn. So yeah, I would crack my fingernails trying to fix my car.
So lawnmowers don't scare you.
Nothing
Trucks
scares
don't
me.
scare you.
Nothing.
Hoopty whips that you can fix on, and everybody's like,
I got plenty of those.
I know you do. I know you do.
I got plenty.
I know you do. But I say that because you had said something about wanting to be picked when Jimmy was being picked to play football. I didn't want nobody to think that you couldn't play football.
And I could play ball. I could play ball. I'll take you on the court.
take the ears
take
off.
These hoops off, and let's go.
Right. You know, when I come to know you, I didn't know that you were away from the background singing stuff. I didn't know you was a part of a group under your name, Princess and the Starbreeze, right? I did not know that about you. I didn't.
What?
I'm saying when I come to know you, remember when...
Right. Okay, yeah, because that was afterward.
That was afterward.
Okay, so, yeah,
I came here from Boston in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think 99 is when I met you when I started working with the
Yeah,
band.
but where we probably met was probably in a studio environment.
Right.
Or because
Right.
I had already made that transition from the Chitlin circuit, the college circuit.
Right.
Being in a band, traveling for years. Like, I had probably already made that transformation. I told them, look, after I don't know how many years breaking down, like I told you,
Right.
and, all of that. I told them, y'all got one more year.
If it don't work.
When I tell you that was a hard plight to try to uphold, being in a band, gigging like that. Oh my God, no.
But
I couldn't see myself.
I can't say this. I knew of your band and you,
Right.
but I didn't know, because when I came around, it wasn't Princess anymore. It
Right.
was Debra Killings.
Correct.
The Debra Killings.
And Princess, by the way, was a joke.
Really?
Because I used to wear my hair cut off on the sides, and the pompadour in the front. So it was a joke. She looked like Prince.
Oh.
She got the bass. So I resented it, but it turned into the name of the band, we did every hotel, every club, everything around here, southeastern Georgia, like.
I know things that maybe you haven't told the world before, so I'm going to ask this question.
Oh, my gosh.
For you to tell us.
Okay.
Since you brought his name into the fold, Prince, you had a chance to play with Prince.
I did.
You didn't go to him, he came to you. Can you tell us about that story?
Well, along the time, it was... I forget the exact year. It may have been 2010, something like that. At the time, I was doing the Monique show.
The Monique show.
So that kind of had me, tapped in. And it was, when I tell you, straight beautiful for me. Hair 3 times a day, I didn't have to do it. Somebody else did it. Makeup 3 times a day, I didn't have to do it. Somebody else did it. Wardrobe, you know what I'm saying? somebody else did it, and making good money here in the city. Didn't have to leave the city.
Right.
So, and then I get this phone call. My mom was like, well, Debra, I got a phone call from so-and-so and so. Prince wants you to come out there. He wants you to play for him. And I thought long and hard about it, because this is one of the people that I was like I grew up listening to. Like, Prince was the
like a hero.
jam.
I mean, he was all of our
for
heroes.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought long and hard, and then I asked a few people. I was like, what do you think about so-and-so? And they were like, well, it can be a good look, but I heard he's really demanding. He's this, and if you ain't on point, he's docking you, and this and that. And then I thought about it long and hard. Monique Show, Prince. I'm gonna stay where I am. So, and that's the reason why I turned it down.
Wow. You know how many people would have loved to hear on the other end of the phone, Prince? They would drop everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
But I was blessed enough to be able to have a choice.
Right, right. But what is that like what does that feel like, or how does that feel in your world? Everyone wants to, not in your world, but other people's world, they want to win. What does it feel like for you to be able to have all of these people come and turn down things that you know isn't for you? What does that feel like? How do you know it?
Well, at the time, I felt like I was just making the best possible decision for my family, my boys, because at the time I still had a kid in middle school. You know what I mean? So I couldn't just go on the road. And I have never been on, at the time I had never been like on the road with somebody. I had been asked a numerous amount of times with TLC, Debra, come on the road. We want you on the road. I can't do it. I have children to raise. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, and even for myself, I chose to stay at home and to make sure I was near my kids. So that could have been like a big difference in a career move for me, but it was still more valuable to me to be and have an impact in my own children's life, a positive impact, and to stay at home and to help raise.
Do you think you get that from your mom? Because your mom was a singer. She was.
Yeah, my mom was like family first. She didn't care who, like, if she didn't care if she had to fight my dad. She was like, my kids, number one. So yeah, I think I learned that from her.
Yeah, because she was talented. She could have did whatever she wanted to do as well. Yep. What was it like growing up in this talented family of yours? Because everyone's talented. I mean, you know, I don't want to say everybody's name unless but everyone's talented in their own perspective, fields.
Correct.
What is it like in this home?
I don't know. I've never known anything different. So,
is it
and now my son,
okay.
And you got a son too that's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so. Yeah. But I'm, you know, my thing is, because if you don't know, now you know, there are families that have this really talented family, and I don't know, is there competition? How do you get through the competition? I understand that you like looked at Jimmy because Jimmy was that, but what is it like in the family with this kind of talent? Is it bumping heads at times, or?
It's nothing like that. It's because, like with my brother playing, you know, I'm always looking up to my brother, you know. So it was like, even though I might grind it out and he's no longer playing as much, even though I might surpass him in one aspect of it, but he's still, you know, it's not a lot of head clashing or whatever. But if you've ever known like generations of musicians. Like the daddy played.
Right. We could say
The son
we could say the
plays as
Jackson
well.
5, the mom sung, the dad sung, Joe and Catherine.
Right.
They were in music, like your mom. Was
So
in music.
if you take a bass player, the daddy played. If the daughter or the son plays, they're always going to be
the next
far
level,
more, because
like our children, like you said.
right. And so each level, it just, but no clashing of the heads because, the matriarch is the matriarch.
Right. That means mom, and for you, you're the matriarch for your family. Yeah, I just wondered what that was like, because all of that creative understanding and everyone having different, like your oldest sister does hair. So did she do your hair ever?
Yeah, she used to. Now she doesn't do it as much.
Yeah, I mean, when you was princess.
Oh, definitely.
Was she going on the road and traveling?
No, because it wasn't when I was, like I told you, it was like nobody wanted to go on the road because they knew, okay, they going out. Where they going to? They going to Florida. They going to Savannah. No, I gotta make sure I'm back on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get broke down. So no, it wasn't that kind of party. We'll meet y'all there.
It's amazing. I love this about you, that motherhood and being married is the most important thing to you.
Yep.
Even though you've been on all these major records and traveling from Lionel Richie, you did some stuff with George Clinton as well, right?
Well, I've been on, I think, one or two records.
One or two records of with him. This family and this marriage is what grounds you. I mean, along with God, right? Jesus Christ, right? That's one of the grandest things that I love about you, is that no matter who you sit in front of, whether it's a king, a queen, whatever, you stay grounded. That groundedness, is that why you're so laid back?
I would think so. That's the only way to explain it. Like, yeah. I think I don't necessarily feel awkward in the limelight, but staying grounded. It's due to family. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And God. Because he's the one that's blessed me with it. How can I take credit for something that I didn't do? It's not in my hands.
So you have this big record called Jesus, right? And at this time, during this time in your life, you were like, I would say, man, you're going to go to Australia. You was like, don't be putting me on no plane. You had this record that was just climbing the charts and people loving it. What made you not want to get on a plane at the time? Because I know you fly.
Okay,
now.
so the reason being was, at one point I had a real phobia about flying, because during 9/11 had just happened, and TLC was doing a record.
Is this a fan mail or just after?
I can't remember which one.
Yeah, 2001.
So
yeah.
they were, I think it may have been maybe a month or two. I forget when all the flights were,
Yeah.
we can fly now. So they were like, Debra, we need you out in LA. So I get up enough nerve to fly out to LA. And while we're out in LA, a plane goes down in New York City.
Wow.
They don't know why.
Wow.
Me and Rosanda both were like, we're not getting on a flight to go back home. Debra, I'm gonna rent a car. I'm right with you. I'm right with you. I'm co-driving. But that just I meditated on the wrong things. So that's really why I had a phobia about not flying. So I did fly back home. I probably had shades on, boo-hooing all the way, like, ooh, what was that? Ooh.
Any turbulence, anything.
Yes, any kind of movement, I was like horrified. But I think that really wasn't the reason why I would not fly to do this or fly to do that for my single Jesus. That was part of the reason I put it that way. The other reason is I did not want to leave my boys.
Oh.
It all goes back to them.
Wow.
Like I would be willing to do it all if I could spend it in a van or a bus traveling with them. But that's not the way it was. At the time, it was more like, it's flight. We need you in LA. We need you in New York. We need you in Washington. We need you, So all these spot things where I would have to fly different places, and I don't know.
To be able to be a vocalist, a lead vocalist yourself, and be a music producer, which maybe many don't know that you are a beast inside the studio. You know how to work the background singing, the front singing, the songwriting, the drum machine, the drum, the guitar. You know how to do all of that stuff. How did you get to a point where you was okay with just doing certain things on records, like instead of being in the forefront?
Well, doing stuff on records came first.
Okay.
So, of course, I was in a band doing this and doing that. But secondly, I was like a hired musician, hired vocalist. So, and all of that stuff came pretty natural, because, I grew up singing, grew up playing. So.
Your answer is like, what are you talking about? This is why. But it's so difficult for artists and people to take a different seat in the room.
Oh my God, those seats are the ones that make the money.
Ooh.
So the front seat is not always the one that's just banking it up. You get it?
I do.
So the producers, the writers, the directors, sometimes even singers.
Why don't they want to take the other seat?
Because a lot of people like being in the limelight. They like being out front. They like the attention. To me, I could take the attention, but I could do without it as well. You know what I mean? So to me, you hold a bigger deck of cards if you're able to do both. That makes sense? Because I've kind of done both. But I could say, yeah.
Yeah, that, one of the biggest things, like even myself, being in groups, singing, and all of that stuff, being on TV and everything. When people back home in Boston find out that I did this, and it's not in front of the camera or the lead of, they're like, why would you do that? And I'm like, why wouldn't
not?
The way I looked at it is I'm keeping it moving.
Right. Not only are you keeping it moving, but I mean, a lot of times, artistry, it comes with a price too. You know what I mean? So those is so many other.
When you say it comes with a price, what's the definition of what you mean? It comes with a price.
It comes with a price. Basically, what I mean by that is you get pigeonholed into a certain scenario, and if you wanted to take a back seat, or if you wanted to go work at McDonald's, or you wanted to go work
to keep it moving,
you feel like you're kind of pigeonholed. What if somebody sees me? What if I got to make some...
You make a good point, because there's a lot of celebrities that had these top chart back in whatever year we want to talk about. And I say to people, well, if you don't see them doing a live show, how they making their money?
They ain't making it.
They better.
They're making it some other kind of way.
They have to make
They
money
have to.
some way. It's like the unspoken word. It's like you don't have to know what they're doing. You know they got to do something.
They got to do something.
Especially if they got children. Especially if
And-
they got a significant other. They're married or whatever. You gotta have a job.
Correct.
Why is it so hard for people to get that?
Yeah, they got to live. They got to make a living. That's basically what I meant by being pigeonholed.
Okay.
But if you're, there's so many other different avenues people can make money in the music industry, in the production,
Lights, cameras.
yeah, all of that. You know what I mean? So.
And you took ownership of your talent. Like, I can do more than just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, that's how you was able to keep it moving.
Right. I did like the first record. You know, we had collabs. We had other people doing production and whatever. The second record, just to keep it moving, record company was moving too slow. I was like,
This is for Princess and
No.
Okay, when you say the first record?
Well, Surrender was my first record.
Oh, for Debra Killings.
Yes.
Okay, I'm listening.
So
You know why I said that? Because you've been on so many records.
Oh.
I don't know which record you're talking about. And I just want to be clear.
well, my personal.
Your personal.
So, and just to keep it moving, you know, I was like, well, I'm not going to sit around and wait for a guitarist to come in. Or my brother, you know, he's doing something else right this second. I need this late right now. Creative juice is moving. So I was like, let me try it. You know, engineering, from engineering to everything, you know. So, yeah, just got to do what you got to do.
You know, my partner on this podcast, he started as a musician. He was a drummer and a guitarist, right, Alfred? Bassist.
Oh,
And today he owns a backline company, rehearsal hall, and we're partnering on this podcast and several other things he does. But he first started as a musician, and he traveled and he did all of those things. And one of our conversations, we talked about how to keep it moving.
yeah.
Like,
He kept it moving.
yeah, he kept it moving. It's like, it's not just about recording artists or actors or whatever on this podcast. It's about life. Like, there's a lot of people in life that if they're not working downtown Atlanta in the financial district, life stops. But life doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
It doesn't stop, because I feel like if you're doing that, then you're letting life beat you. It's like, no, if you have to go work in a warehouse, go work in a warehouse.
Correct.
If you are supposed to be whoever you're supposed to be, God is going to make sure you get there
Yes.
anyway, right? Had that always been your thought and understanding?
Well, my thoughts and understanding was at a very young age, I had kind of put all my peas in one pot. Me saying that to say this, that as a musician, coming out of high school, I never went to college. I put that pea in the music. Like, okay. So my mindset was, I'm going to be the best artist, the best bass player, the best singer. I'm going to, or be I won't say the best, but I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And that's all I was thinking. God made a way for me. He made a way for me out of nothing. Because then, fast forward a few years later, I'm doing 3 to 4 sessions a day.
Wow.
As a vocalist. Nobody ever, I didn't even tell anybody I could play bass because I was doing so much as a vocalist. I put all my peas in one pot. But God made a way for me.
Something no one could take. It was yours from the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm sitting way out in Coweta County. When I came in, somebody asked me, where's Coweta County? Way deep, dirty south, 85 south.
Sticks.
In the sticks. I had, I'm like, I'm walking, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to do music no more, this, that. I'm sitting at home, and I get a call from Ian. He was like, Debra.
Ian Burke.
Yes. Jimmy from Verity Records, they want to sign you.
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. God will come looking for you, won't he?
That's what I'm saying. So, and I don't even know how I got on that subject. I don't even know what we're talking about.
But we just talking. So continue that story. That is a fabulous story. Because so many people think that they got to do just this.
Yeah.
But that ain't life. Like, reality.
I could say I'm truly blessed because I didn't have to. Like, I put it all in God's hands. That's what I did. Even though I had all my peas in this pot, I was like, God, you got it.
Wow.
And he made things happen.
I know you personally, and anyone that's watching may say, she's just saying that. I know you're that way because I've had conversations with you like, I don't believe this. And Debra she listened, and then she just calmly said what she had to say. And it's pretty much, that's what it is. It's not like, we don't need to have a 15-minute conversation about faith or about 10 steps of why you do it this way. You're pretty much cut and dry. Like, not cut and dry in a negative sense, like there's no compassion. You just kind of stack it up the way it is. It's like...
Well, all things lead to one avenue. They just all lead back the same way for me. You know what I mean? So, I'm a simple person, really.
I'm not scared to say this. You might think I'm crazy. Your style, how you get up, the way, some of the people around here, they look at because I kind of dress to the vibe of the person that I'm interviewing. And I just think... I should have
worn my hat.
Yeah. I thought you might was. That's why I wore this. But I just feel like style is you. I think a lot of what Atlanta has been able to do, or let me just stop just saying Atlanta, the entertainment business, I think you're a part of that style that maybe people don't talk about where style might come from. It's people like you that you have your style and people bite it and they don't know where that style came from. They might see somebody on TV with it, like these dope sneakers you got on right here. Those are flies, like.
Thank you.
But that's you though, like.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I keep it simple. I'm the straight up musician, the leather jacket, the black dark jeans or a pair of jeans, Holy or whatever.
But you wear it well though. In your walk, your gait, the way you kind of move, it's like it all goes together. So if it was a character in a movie or a TV show, it's like it works. It's like not only are you wearing it,
thank you.
Not only are you wearing it, like you walk it, like it's like, yep, this is Debra Killings.
Look, I ain't got no choice.
Did you get some of your style from your sister?
Myra.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because everything I got on, Myra picked it out. Like, I have.
She's a dope stylist.
Correct.
She styles for many people that people don't know that she was the one that was doing that. So you all kind of bounce off at each other with the style.
Bounce off? It's no bouncing. It's no bouncing. I walk in front of her. Say, no, go do your hair. You need to change those. You can go change those. And I already know it. I'm like, she ain't gonna like these. Let me go change.
So she's in your head sometimes?
Yeah, like if I get up and I'm like, let me go change. And if she comes in and I hadn't changed yet, she'd be like, "You need to go change. Put on that something, 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 something."
So the little sister helps the big sister
Absolutely.
when it comes to that.
Because she knows what she's doing.
That's
And
dope.
I give her credit for
And
it.
she does know what she's doing.
She does.
She does it very
She's a beast.
effortlessly, you know. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much in my brain that I want to ask. I'm kind of maybe, nah, I better not ask her that. She might later on say, "What you ask me that on camera?"
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care.
Because ain't nothing
Okay,
to
so
hide.
cool. So you're the fourth member,
Oh my gosh.
as they said, the fourth member of TLC. Where did that come from? Who first started saying that? Was it Dallas? Who was it? You
Oh, my
said I can
gosh.
ask whatever I want? Because you've heard that before, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who said it first. It's been.
What does it mean? It's obviously
Well,
a reason why they may be saying that or have said that.
because I'm on every single record that TLC ever did, all but about 2. It's the ones where I could not fly to Indianapolis. No, I take that back. Could not fly to Indianapolis because I was giving birth.
Giving birth.
Or I take, like I said, I'm not on a few of JD's because
Jermaine Dupri.
Because at the time, him and Dallas so-called had a beef. And he wasn't going to use nobody Dallas used. So that's why. Only a select few, maybe, you can probably count them on one hand, that I'm not on.
Records.
Records, albums.
Individual records.
Yeah.
Not albums. But
Not albums, records.
So back to my question. You don't know where it came from. Do you suspect where it came from? And did you receive that you were the fourth member?
No, because I give them credit for what they are. Like, I'm not
That's
taking
dope.
nobody else's glory.
That's right.
That's theirs.
Right.
And they work,
Bust their behinds. to do
yeah,
what
they
gotta
work
do.
hard.
We already know that. That's a given. But I just wanted to know the psyche of it
No,
all.
I don't take credit for that. No.
Yeah.
I just, that's kind of like awkward moment when people say it. Like,
Yeah, it's kind
That's
of,
theirs.
it could be flattering, like, okay, cool. you
Right.
know, that kind of thing. But no, those girls bust their behinds.
No,
to
they
it.
do.
Yeah.
That's theirs. That's their pie.
Yeah.
Ain't mine.
So family, when it comes to your son, he's a songwriter, fabulous songwriter too,
Singer.
singer. Yes, he is a singer, and can really sing, not just a studio singer. How does that make you feel as a mom?
Proud. Because, and I've done shows with him too. When I tell you, it's a different level when it's different. I play behind many people, like, but when you play behind your own son, like, it's different. It's different. It feels way different.
Do you remember him as a youngster while you're on stage when you're not sure? We all as parents don't know what our children are going to do.
Correct.
They might get in trouble or whatever. Did you ever suspect that you have 2 sons.
Right.
We're talking about Rex. Okay. And your other son?
Is Tom.
Okay.
And that's the football all-star.
That's right.
Yeah.
So with him now in your steps behind you, did he learn how to write from you just on the out or just
you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how I knew.
Okay, I'm listening.
So every now and again, he would say, "Mom, I want to borrow your computer. A couple of my boys are coming over." I'm thinking, okay, well, he's engineering. He's doing behind the scenes, like. production or whatever. So a couple of months roll by, and I open my computer, and there's this icon on the desktop. Like, that's a song. When did I do that? I don't remember. So I tap on it, and I hear this kid singing, and I'm like, and me, I know voices.
Yeah.
Because that's
as you told me, you're a connoisseur.
Of voices. That is my son singing. I called him. I was like, Rex, is this you? Are you singing? He was like, yes. Oh my God.
So he sounded like he was in trouble, or he just was. That's
He didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't think. You mean, did he think he was in trouble?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because he had free reign of the computer, anyways.
Okay.
But that was the first time I ever heard him sing. When I tell you it sounded wonderful, it sounded great. I could hear some some youngness, some tutelage in it that I could help him with. But me as mom, older, let your boys do it then. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, so I can remember when he was young, and you kept his name coming off your lips. Rex, you better this, Rex.
Oh my God.
And now Rex he's the man. Like, he can really write records. Mm-hmm. I think he has some songs synced to, or he's involved in syncing to TV shows and so on.
He's got a few.
That's got to be like, wow for you.
Yeah. Full circle, like, let's go, let's get it.
I got to ask that, you're a pretty woman, you were a pretty young lady, you're a pretty woman now, you work in the entertainment business, and everyone's, you're growing up and you're walking around, people trying to date you, but you've been married a long time. What is that like? How did I know the answer to the question, right, Debra, but this is a podcast. What kept you away from, like, not listening to what these young little people would say, like, let me get your number and stuff like that?
Well,
I know the answer to the question, so it's not.
Well, it comes from, like, when I was younger, being in a band with nothing but guys. I've heard everything. I've seen a lot of things. And I'm like, okay, well, I know what I don't want to be involved with, and I don't want to, and I'm not messy, if that makes sense.
No, you are not.
I'm simple.
If someone comes with hearsay or gossip, politely you'll listen, but politely you won't add.
No. No.
Like, that's really Debra Killings.
Correct. So, but of course, almost every woman has been approached. But I keep, like, the only way I can keep, like, some sanity and some is, or just keep it about business, if that makes sense. Even in, like, the studio environment.
Late night, whatever's going on.
I come in, I do what I gotta do, and just to save trouble, I'm out.
Hit it and quit it.
Yes, out.
So this was always in you. This wasn't something mom had to coach you with. No. Nobody had to coach you how to behave.
No, because it must be a part of me. It's a part of me. It is who I am.
So your husband Rex has just been an outstanding supporter of the family, really.
Right. He was financially, as a musician. Financially, he has been the backbone. He's worked hard almost all his life, but so yeah.
I bring it up because in many business worlds, not just entertainment, success sometimes separates relationships, and maybe more than sometimes, a lot of times. Me and my wife talk about things a lot. Me and my wife been married 21 years. That when people have money and success comes, it's easier to walk away from someone because you have your own support. I don't need you, and you don't need me, and then you go.
Yeah, that's financial support.
That's.
But you have other supports. You have emotional. You have, of course, financial. You have spiritual. You have all kinds of other supports that play a role in like marriage or in any other kind of relationship. So when you keep an eye on all things instead of just placing finances at the forefront, which you should never do.
Because they come and go.
Right.
Up and down.
Yeah, up and down, especially as a musician. Finances up and down. I know for sure. Because when somebody's doing a record, finances are up. When you on the down season, finances down, Yeah,
you have to learn how to spend your money the right way.
Yep.
Like put yourself on a budget.
And in between time, I had my rock, which was my husband, to fall back on.
And you all been together how long now?
Oh my God.
I mean, together but then married. A long time.
40 years.
That's all I remember. Like when I first met you, he was just always.
We've been married 38 years.
But I just learned something today. I didn't know that Rex was a musician as well.
He's Big Rex?
Yeah.
He's not a musician.
Oh, I thought you said he.
Oh,
was.
no.
Yeah, I was about to say. So I didn't know that.
I wasn't gonna do that to myself. I wasn't gonna marry a musician. I'm not to say that they're crazy, but they're crazy.
We was talking to Kim Burse. We had her on, and I was saying, which one is the craziest musician? Is it the bass player, the guitar? I say it's the drummer. I say the drummer crazy. She said everybody, but
no. I'm gonna tell you who's the craziest. The man out front singing, or the person out front singing.
The lead.
Yes, the lead singer.
Please expound. What does that mean?
Because
from your experience.
Huh?
From your experience.
From my experience. Because they have to put the bass players behind. We ain't really behind the scenes, but we backing. Drummers backing, guitarists backing. That person out front, they always, they got to be crazy in order to be out front in the first place. So I'm just saying.
You hear Alfred applauding because he's a drummer. And really, seriously, my personal experiences with musicians, it was usually the drummer that was, when I say
the
crazy.
The drummer that was crazy.
They was always, with this girl.
Oh, no, that's the guitarist. The guitarist is always, excuse my French, the hoe.
Now, when we was in here with Kim and we were talking about it, I kind of agreed with her, and Alfred did. We talked about the saxophonists. Mm-hmm. They're the ladies.
They the ladies, man.
Like,
yeah. I agree.
They smooth with it.
And so are bass players. Bass players are normally like the cool cats. So that's how I envision a bass player.
Yeah, they cool. But the crazy ones for me that I've been around, they were.
If you look at the 5 Heartbeats, look at them.
Yeah.
Who else? What other movie is there like that?
The lead singer.
Yeah, they're always the craziest.
Yeah.
Lead singers.
I could see where you came to that conclusion.
Yes,
I really
they are
absolutely
crazy.
Can see that.
And even from my experience in a band.
But you were the lead of the band. Was you crazy, you say?
No, I was sitting back looking at them be crazy. They were crazy enough for everybody, put it that way. So I would sit back and look at them. But from my experience, yeah, it was our lead vocalist.
The lead vocalist in the band.
Yeah, definitely.
Always coming all smooth, trying to figure out what the best whatever to wear. And it's their group.
Can't control them.
It's their group.
Always out. Where is he? Oh, he out in the parking lot doing dope. you know, good, hanging out, doing whatever he wanted to do.
Like he's running for office in some way. Like he got to talk to everybody, shake everybody's hand. Or I keep saying he, but she as well.
Right.
Depending
Can
on
be.
who they are. Yeah, I just think that about drummers, but you know, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So what's the next thing for you? What's next for Debra Killings?
What's next for me? I don't know yet. I'm just gonna play it by ear. Keep rolling, keep doing what I do.
So we don't know if we'll ever hear another album?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Debra.
I appreciate you having me.
No, I appreciate you coming on.